Hello, this is Shehbani, and this presentation is for PRFX 201 T1 2026 Professional Experience 1 Unit, and this is Assessment 2. I have chosen NAIDOC Week topic, and my teaching and learning resources is titled Connecting to Country Through Art, Nature, and Storytelling. This resources is designed for children aged 3 to 5 years. I'd like to begin by acknowledging the traditional custodian of the land on which we gather today. I pay my respect to elders past and present. I extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Islander people. So, the first thing is why I choose NAIDOC Week. I selected National NAIDOC Week as it is an opportunity to celebrate Australia's many rich, culturally rooted, successful Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples. NAIDOC Week is all Australians, including small children, to understand First Nation knowledge, story sharing, and country connections. This is very important learning for every young children. It builds their sense of belonging, being, and becoming understanding of diversity and respect for the world's oldest living creature. It also aligns with EYLF principles of cultural responsiveness, relationship, and high expectations for every children. The material I have used. I have learned a significant amount through this curriculum and the research I have done, particularly when writing about Aboriginal Australia and language and culture. My resource teaches Aboriginal symbols, animals, storytelling, music, and creativity. The experiences is developmentally appropriate ways support children's language and development, fine motor skills, creativity, and cultural awareness. I used all kind of natural, visual, and creative resources. And the sourcing and rationale. Those Aboriginal symbols and animal cards were provided by educational suppliers in partnership with the First Nation artists. Sing Along Gaggle, the book was borrowed from the Centris Library. The boomerang templates were cut out recycled black cardboard. Paint and cotton buds were picked from the art trolley. The musical instruments were already available in the classroom. Justification for the choices of material. Okay. Aboriginal symbols and animals help children to comprehend how First Nation people share stories through art. The book helped authentic representation and a cultural voice. Dot painting with cotton bud is suitable for development and invites children to explore arts with respect when they pair traditional arts with other children. Music and movement are important for the holistic learning and for the connection of cultural um, thing. This material supports sensory exploration, creativity, and culturally learning, which align with EYLF outcome too. Children are connected with and contribute to their world. We saw the process of the creation, beginning of the process. So I began the placing the Aboriginal symbol cards and animal cards on the table, and this was a visual way to inviting children to investigate and ask questions. And I set out white papers and markers so the kids could draw symbols and animals they knew and they are interested with. After that, I made the boomerang style cardboard and prepared the paint tray with red, yellow, white colors commonly used in Aboriginal art. The children used cotton bud to pattern dot, exploring rhythms, repetition, and fine motor skills. At the end, the children's final product exhibit unique boomerang artwork. Each one reflects their knowledge or ability to think creatively with Aboriginal pattern of art. The children also engage in storytelling, drawing, and music, which help to deepen their cultural learning. For them, I was doing what it was about modeling techniques, asking open-ended questions, supporting children engagement. Yeah. So embedding indigenous perspective. For embedding indigenous perspective, there were several ways to these resources support for NAIDOC Week, the activities were grounded in the culture of Aboriginal people, which are represented in art, symbol, animal, music, and the telling of the stories, and all of which align with the theme of the NAIDOC Week: cultural, community, and country. Engaging with the authentic Aboriginal artwork and symbol assists children in recognizing the potential of stories to be told visually. Melissa Greenwick books introducing children to first aid language, rhythm, connection to the ocean. The Animal Card teach children about native Australian animals of cultural significance. Music and movement enable cultural expression and community. So, the intentional teaching strategies. I have used modeling. I taught my kid to use cotton bud to draw dot patterns. Scaffolding. I supported children to identify and label Aboriginal symbols. Open-ended questioning. What do you think the symbols are means and what are these for? Vocabulary developments like country, cultural symbol, and name of the animals. Co-learning or interacting with children in an open manner using play to show respect and curiosity, making the place inclusive and respectful. A calm, positive space where children felt comfortable participating was available when we created this. This is the line with the EYLF Code of Ethics as well as AITSL guidelines on cultural competencies and inclusive practice. Overall, these learning experiences reinforce my understanding of how to infuse Indigenous perspective into early childhood education in a meaningful and respectful way. Children learned about NAIDOC Week through art, storytelling, songs, and symbols in a participatory and culturally relevant way. I took this opportunity to deepen my confidence as an educator and to realize the significance of international planning, cultural respect, and reflective practice. And these are the references I have used for my presentation. Thank you so much for today.